Hi, this is Mr. Guy, and we're looking at the aggregate supply and aggregate demand model, and I'm just going to be shifting the aggregate supply, increasing and decreasing the aggregate supply. So again, we have price level on this axis, we have real GDP and output here, we have long run aggregate supply, it's up and down here, we have short run aggregate supply here, and then we have our aggregate demand here. This status is full employment. We're at full employment, all three intersect. This is YF at full employment, and then the price level is at full employment. So we're going to decrease aggregate supply first, and then we're going to increase aggregate supply after that. Now the shifters of aggregate supply are IRAP, that's inflationary expectations, that is resource prices, that's government action and productivity. So we're going to decrease aggregate supply. So this is a decrease in aggregate supply, and we have going from equilibrium A going to B. And this is also a case where we actually created something that's called stagflation, where prices increased, the price level went up, and the unemployment went up at the same time. Because here to over on this side, this is higher unemployment, and then prices went up from A to B, output went down. So this is very interesting. This is called stagflation. It's happened in the 70s with OPEC doing a embargo on oil, and it doesn't happen hardly at all, but it's a case where unemployment increases and the price level increases. Normally those two are inverse. So you look at IRAP and what changes the aggregate supply. So this was an increase in resource prices. Now an increase that is an increase in aggregate supply. We're going from B to C or from A to C, and what we see is prices went down and unemployment went down, so both of them went together. This is where we actually shift aggregate supply, and that could be through productivity, that could be through new equipment, that could be capital. Again, inflationary expectations decreasing, government action, like a subsidy, or resources prices went down. So this is an increase in aggregate supply, shifting to the right. Shifting to the left is a decrease in aggregate supply. Please try not to say up and down, because that's kind of gets us in the wrong way. So it's an increase in aggregate supply, shift to the right, decrease in aggregate supply, shift to the left. And you use the IRAP acronym for these are the shifters of aggregate supply, that is inflationary expectations, resource prices, government action, and productivity. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in class.